My name is Jacob Fuhrman, and I am Organist and Director of Music at the Independent Presbyterian Church of Savannah. I first became interested in the organ when I was pretty small. My parents tell me that I was maybe 7 or 8, but I don't remember that. For myself, I'd played piano since before I can remember, and when I was about 10, we were moving, and the church we landed in our new home, had an organ and needed an organist. And they were willing to give a couple years of lessons to whoever would fill that spot. So I took it and started playing services when I was 12 or 13. The most challenging aspect of learning the organ, if anything, just access and practice time. When you're 13, you can't drive, and you have to get to the church somehow. That all got easier, of course, when I got a little bit older. But I really took to it. In fact, a lot of the things that most people find difficult about the organ relative to, say, the piano were a relief to me, because I find the corresponding things on piano to be much harder. So the organ has a number of features that kind of set it apart from other instruments. It can make very long lines. It allows you to have melodies that are prominent without being loud. It allows you to have phrases that are vocal without being limited by the demands of the voice in quite the same way. For me, the most beautiful sounds on the organ are the simplest. And they then, of course, recombine in dozens or hundreds of ways. But to go back to a single stop, or even a single note on a single stop, and hear the beauty in that sound may not be the most interesting, but it was one of those things that over a lifetime with the instrument, it keeps on giving. One of the things I love most about playing the organ, and very rewarding, is that it interacts with congregational singing. Congregational singing is really my first love when it comes to music at this point, and organ in particular. It's one of those things that you kind of join hands with older centuries. Today, the verb that most people would associate with music is probably to listen or to hear. But until really very recently, the verb that they would have associated with it was to sing. And since I play the organ, I get to facilitate that. I'll be playing Nun ruhen alle Wälder, that is, Now All the Woods Are Sleeping, by Jacques van Ortmerson. I love this piece because the melody is absolutely simple. It's unadorned, it's in long notes, and it's in the right foot. The left foot plays a bass line. So you have this interplay of the 2 feet in counterpoint with each other, and then the 2 hands doing other things over the top. And the right and the left hand are actually where the action is, but to a certain extent you can set those and forget them and just hone in on that right foot melody. Well, I had the privilege of meeting Jacob van Ortmerson before he died. He was a friend of our department at the Eastman School of Music. His whole career was spent in Europe and the Netherlands, but he came over to the States often enough. A gentleman and a gentleman, and a fantastic player. Not a huge number of compositions. He wasn't prolific, but what's there is quality. When I play this piece, I do remember his face. I remember shaking his hand. I didn't really have a relationship with him. I didn't know him personally, but he's flesh and blood in a way that Brahms will never be for me. Come hear us at the Four Organists Concert, Sunday, January 15th. Tickets are available online.